In the previous presentation, I discussed the basics on how universal life insurance works. In this presentation, I will go over the 3 different ways that your cash value in a universal life insurance plan can be invested. The 3 different ways that your cash value in a universal life insurance plan can be invested are 1. Original Universal Life Way, 2. Indexed Universal Life Way, and 3. Variable Universal Life Way. The first way that your cash value can be invested in a universal life insurance plan is called the Original Universal Life Insurance Way. To many, it is the simplest way and the easiest to understand. In this way, the insurance company will pay you a stated interest rate for the current contract year. For instance, if the life insurance company declares a 5% interest rate for the current contract year, they will pay you 5% interest for the current contract year. It is that simple. When your year is up, they will declare a new interest rate for the next year. This interest rate can be higher, lower, or the same as the previous year. The second way that your cash value can be invested in a universal life insurance plan is called the Indexed Universal Life Way. You get credited an interest rate that is tied to a stock market index such as the S&P 500 index. There is a cap rate on the upside and a floor rate on the downside. The floor on the downside means that if the stock market index crashes and goes down, you do not lose any money, guaranteed by the insurance company. For example, using an S&P 500 stock market index with a 10% cap rate, if the S&P 500 stock market index goes up by 7%, you would get 7% interest credited to your account. If the S&P 500 stock market index goes up by 30%, however, you would only get the 10% cap credited to your account. In return for limiting your growth on the upside with a cap rate, you will have downside protection. For instance, if the S&P 500 stock market index crashed and went down by 30%, you would not lose any money because the floor is 0% in an indexed universal life insurance policy. You will not lose any money due to a stock market decline, guaranteed by the insurance company. The cap rates change every year and can be higher, lower, or the same the next year. Also, you do not receive the dividend of the stock market index. The third way that your cash value can be invested in a universal life insurance plan is called the Variable Universal Life Insurance Way. This way has the highest growth potential and in return has the highest risk of a loss. The cash value is invested in mutual fund type investments. Many people will choose to invest the cash value in a stock market fund for more growth potential. The benefits of variable universal life is that there are no limits on how much your cash value can go up each year. You are not limited by caps, such as with indexed universal life. Your cash value can go up by 30% or more in a given year if the stock funds do well. There is no cap on the upside. However, there is no protection on the downside, such as with the Original Universal Life Way or the Indexed Universal Life Way. Your cash value can go down by 20%, 30%, or even more in a given year, depending on how the underlying investment does. Which one is best for you? There is no right answer here. It all depends on your long-term goals and your tolerance for risk. Thank you for watching my presentation.